Hello. Today I'm going to teach you about chords. Making chords in music is important because you can use them to make your own songs. Many styles, genres, use chords as their foundation. So, today you're going to make your own chord progression. Let's begin with thinking about how we can do that. To start, a chord in music, remember, has not one, not two, but 3 or more notes at once. I'm going to show you today how to make a chord using only 3 notes, but you could always decide to use more, but not less. So, to begin, I'm going to choose a solfege tone. We have many notes to choose from on the piano. If I were to play them all in a row, they would sound like this. And so on and so forth. We don't use all of those notes in our solfege scale. We only use the ones that go like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And of course I could keep going. Re, mi, fa. If I change from do to the next note up, it just goes up the scale again. If I were to go back down all the way to the bottom, it would just repeat going down from the top. Do, ti, la, so, fa, so on and so forth. Now, we're going to build a chord here using solfege, so I'm only going to use these notes that are solfege tones. So, let's start with do. If I'm starting with do, then I'm going to be playing the root, 1. I'm going to skip re, which is 2, and play mi, which is 3. We call this the 3rd. I'm going to skip fa and play so, the 5th. So I have the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. I'm going to play them all at the same time to make a chord. That's a C major chord. If you were to do this in Chrome Music Lab, it would look like you're using every other box. A color box on, an empty box off. A color box on, an empty box off, a color box on. And these would all be stacked up vertically. Okay, you made one chord. Guess what? You could make a song with 4 C major chords, and it would sound like this. There are some songs that use only one chord. But for some people that's boring, so you get to choose up to 4 different chords to put together. Remember that the first chord you make is very important because that gives the listener an idea of where home base is. In my song, home base is C major. Now, maybe my next chord, instead of starting on do, I will start on a different note. For example, I could start on so. If I start on so, then I'm going to skip la and play the 3rd, which is do. I'm going to skip the next one and play the 5th, which is re. So I have so, ti, and re. So I'm skipping la and do. So, ti, re. And now I have 2 chords. When you're making your chord progression, you should think about what it sounds like and make any changes while you're listening. Maybe you listen and you think, that's too simple. Still need something more. Then perhaps you could add a chord that has a different quality. So far, the chords that I've played have been major, C major, and G major. Do you hear how they kind of sound alike? The next chord I'm going to make, I'd like to see if you can notice if this next chord that I make is the same or different in terms of how it sounds to you. I'm going to make a chord starting on la. So we have la, I skip ti and play do, I skip re and play mi. So now I have a chord that sounds like this. Does that sound different to you than these 2 chords? Here it is again, a la chord. So far I've got a do chord, a so chord, and a la chord. I'm going to end with a fa chord. I wonder if you can figure out what notes I would use for fa. Skip and play. Skip and play. All together, my chord progression now will sound like this. A do chord, a so chord, a la chord, and a fa chord. I hope this gives you a good starting point for where you can create your own chord progression. Once you create your chord progression, share it with me with the title My Chord Progression at dbolson@madison.k12.wi.us. I hope that you are doing very well, and I can't wait to see you again soon. In the meantime, make great music and take care.